Praises to Haya, Ashur Ahaya, Ba'ashem Yeshaya, Walk Without Shawak. This is Shabar Israel, and today I would like to speak on the topic of the voice of the bridegroom and the bride, according to the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter. On the 9th of this month, the Most High showed me 3 visions all in one night, and I'm going to speak about the first vision. I appeared in a room full of people. There were Pharisees, scribes, and Sanhedrin, sitting at a table with men and women that were worldly, if you will, and they were doing everything. They were snorting cocaine. That was the biggest thing that I, recognized. Just having a good time. So it wasn't a days of Noah. And there came a knock at the door, and a man appeared there, and he had people with him, and he wanted to repossess some of the items that were there. That happened. He got whatever he needed, and I could not take it anymore, so I went into my room and I fell asleep. Keep in mind, I am seeing this vision as I am seeing myself and these events play out. So I'm watching myself. So I fell asleep and I was awakened by something outside of my window. So I looked outside of the window and there was this illuminated cloud. It glowed, and this cloud began to illuminate as if it was talking. And it began to receive thunderbolts, like solid thunderbolts from the earth. I watched myself in awe, and I was like, wow, as I was just watching it happen. And so it received several thunderbolts, and then it ended, and the scene changed to another vision. And I received wisdom, instruction, and understanding concerning this cloud and these thunderbolts. It brought me to the book of Revelation, starting at the 18th chapter. I'm going to start at the first verse and read the actual verse that applies to it. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is falling, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Now we have Babylon the great is falling. The Bible states that Babylon is the city that sits on 7 hills, and also there is a daughter of Babylon. She's going to receive the same plagues, which is my land, better known as Ozareth, the daughter of Babylon. Psalms 137. Daughter of Babylon, and Jeremiah 50, daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Revelation speaks about partakers in plagues, like mother, like daughter. The mother of all harlots, she has daughters. Now, let's go to the actual verses that it applies to, this vision. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, GMS, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters, shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. You see that? The voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall not be heard at all in thee. So this is what I saw, the Most High taking away the voice of the bridegroom and the bride away from this place, which was called Ozareth. And he did not discriminate between the men and the women that are teaching the Bible and that of the world. And so the man that knocked at the door was Christ. He's at the door, and he came to take what was his with usury. As the Messiah tells us in the book of Matthew, he's going to take what is his by usury. Like the Pharisees, scribes, and Sanhedrin taking his words and running with them, taking the words of the Elohim, he's going to do that. He's going to repossess all of these things. Dominion is his, according to the book of Jude. So this It's what's getting ready to happen, starting with Chicago will be the first to fall and Jamestown, Virginia, the last standing. End of part 1 of this vision.